is it like to go to both of your parents and explain these sort of fictionalized versions?
It's interesting. I didn't talk to my parents about it for a while because I didn't, like so many things in LA, you work on stuff and so much stuff doesn't ever actually happen.
Nothing ever gets made.
Kumail always told me, like, nothing's ever real until it's real, and even then it's often not actually real. So I waited for a while to talk to my parents about it and then kind of explained it to them, and then did that about 8 or 10 more times and kind of walked them through the process. And so they were pretty prepared. There were no surprises.
Yeah.
Same thing with your parents.
Yeah, I didn't tell my parents that while we were working on it until we got financing, which was a few months before we started shooting. I was like, I don't want to have this talk with them unless something's really going to happen. So once we got financing, we were like, all right, we're going to make this movie. So then I called my parents and I was like, hey, just so you know, Emily and I have written a movie. It's about that period in all our lives. Here's what's accurate to real life. Here's what we changed. And they were very excited right away.
We both have good relationships with our parents, so it wasn't a thing of like, how are our kids going to try to screw us? It was, I think that they trusted us to not kind of embarrass them's not the right word, but they trusted us to like take care of the story and take care of their characters, even though they're quite different than the actual people.
I kind of felt like Ray and I both were not going there. I almost didn't even, I did entertain it, but then I just went, no, you know, I really wanted to more feel my way through this script because it was very much in transition. It was being formed.
Yes, it's their parents and her parents, but I think we knew early that they were creating characters.
Yes.
Everything, you know, it's pretty accurate the way it happened between them. But let me just say, Emily would like me to say this. Her father never had an affair with anyone.
That we know.
Yes.
I don't want to feel overly responsible to the like. I want to just make a good movie, and so in a way, if I get too close to the real story, then maybe I don't want to feel a responsibility to that. I want to feel a responsibility to the movie itself.
I was like, I'll meet Emily, I'll transform myself, I'll like study her mannerisms. Then I met Emily and I was like, we're a lot alike. We're a lot alike. She showed up wearing a shirt that I owned. I was like, okay, that's a
funny.
Good sign. Then just having her around, like, really what I started to see was like, she's so smart. And she has a real like sense of justice or like humanism. Like she listens for the person who's being underrepresented in the room. She has a beautiful laugh. She like laughs very easily and you want to make her laugh. She has a real backbone, and I just admired her and felt like I want to like more than anything embody her values.
Judd Apatow and Barry Madeline, I pitched the story to them. And they were like, all right, let's work on this together. And then at that point, I was writing it on my own. But then I asked Emily, I was like, hey, I think we should write this together.
I said no at first. I just said I wanted to think about it because I wasn't quite sure that I wanted to do something like this. But I also, part of me was like, I don't want him to do it without me either. And so I kind of sat with it for a couple days, and then we started writing together. And that was a couple months into the process. And that was all 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing since.
I gotta say, you know, I mean, it takes a tremendous amount of ego and healthy ego to allow a movie to be developed the way that this one was. I mean, real confidence coming from the top because we were really moving it around. And it was nothing was ever it was never too much.
You know, the first cut of the movie was over 3 hours long. And it was good. There was a lot of good stuff in there. So, you know, the finished product, there's always a lot that gets left behind. And you hope that, and it's true, the audience doesn't know what's not there. So you just hope you're making all the right decisions.
My goal, Ray, I don't know if you know this, is to do nothing. And then I just
Mission accomplished.
Exactly.
No.
Then I just do whatever scene needs to get done. If they
Yes.
need help on the script, I help with the script. If they need help with the edit, I help on the edit. If they don't need anything,
But
I
but
stay
you're
home.
talking about in a producer mode, not in
Yes.
a director mode,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is I also do that in the director.
Well, I've been in one scene with you as
Yeah.
a director, and it's when Eminem is yelling insults to me, and you were there yelling them from the sideline.
Yes. I was saying, be meaner to Ray.
Yes.
Be meaner.